but I'm also going to be doing voices, so hopefully you enjoy the voices and it makes it a little less scary, okay? I have played Borderlands. It wasn't exactly my cup of tea. I'm not big on the loot. After escaping his burial, David finds himself in a cellar of London's darkest slum, old as Nicole Rookery. In his pocket, he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. Wait, I've already played through this. Wait, no, I haven't. What? There's no turning back. Wait, what? Oh, okay, here we go. I have made my mind. I am ready. Go on, do it. Oh wait. Uh-oh. Oh, I need to remember the voice. This is a point and click horror adventure game. Do it. Do it. Can you see all those stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras? Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower. From the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky. Even the stones underneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world, as if it were the curtain of a theater. The veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place, David, a place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. You must find the door, as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it wide and we will walk together beyond the mist. I suppose you're wondering why I called you so urgently. I can't deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious. I've been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. You heard about the massacre at St. Gall? Why, yes, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he's one of the victims. Dear God! Are you telling me that my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I didn't mean to give this impression. Herr de Witt attacked but survived. What happened to him then? Seems the criminal was caught by Herr de Witt in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to de Witt that has been done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr de Witt was hospitalized. The nurses report he remained unconscious for an entire day. What was de Witt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that our young patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there. We can assume that Herr de Witt was investigating something. He believed his friend, he had found a clue related to his friend's death. Hello, Tiefbard. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with the most terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect you did not find Mr. de Witt in the hospital. Indeed, he's already gone by the time I arrived. I've not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there's a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr de Witt within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Episode 4, Ancient Shadows. I'm sure this is the place. Alexandre's house must be just ahead. Oh. The ancient castle of Pevensey rests in the distance. It was a garrison first built by the Romans, but was abandoned, and has been a ruin ever since. I guess we're not going to get a conclusion about this cult. No one's answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household I'm an old friend come to visit. The house lights are on. Someone must be home. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. Well, I better go say hello. Hello? Is there someone in here? Alexandre! Hello, old friend! Alexandre, it's me, de Witt. I'm sorry if I startled you. Why are you... Is everything alright? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some distant point, as if he's not heard my questions at all. You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I heard footsteps. Were they yours, or is there someone else in this house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope when he was looking at me, but he is unresponsive. Alexandre, please, say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand. Just what happened to him? A misty dock overlooks a grey ocean. Gulls wheel overhead. The cuckoo clock is covered with dust. Seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. There's scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is Zal Ethal, the curtain by... Okay, whatever, I'm bored. I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye! Just, look around up here, figuring of an angel facing the wall. Totally normal. A fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem even more ancient in this depiction. Silhouette of a woman. Silhouette of a man. It bears a strong resemblance to Alexandre. Interesting. Maybe there's a woman here. A huge chest made of oak wood. Just going to open that for no reason. Oh, I'm going to go back. Just pacing in the hallway. A portrait of an old man, maybe a ship captain. Looks like he's trying to guard this chest with his stern glare. Large iron hook inside. I'll just take this hook. A fragment of diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures. I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it's not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone, their frozen paroxysms. With what diabolical art were those gestures conceived? An eternal movement, a tension, an impossible struggle to get back the life they never had. I might place them outdoors, in the greenhouse, and let the mold devour them, and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. Well, I guess I'll go through here. This looks fine. I'm not worried. A camera tripod. A basin with copper drain. Looks like some kind of red-tinted glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor. The image of a couple wearing rat masks at a festival. Totally normal. A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. Well, that could come in handy. It's a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. 3149, Collodon for photography. Collodon is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass, the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article, to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its particular composition being the principal causes of failure or success. This is only in a degree true. To develop a positive image, this is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution, and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of the chemicals. Teefbard, no! You're gonna be scary! There was the photo of their trip to Disney World. True. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. Well, okay. Better leave. I'm sure everything's fine. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. A lamp hanging from the ceiling. This bulb casts an intense white light. If I take it now, it will be total darkness here. I need to find another light source first. Alright then. Well, here I go. A bust with his face turned around. A large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes. It is labeled with a warning. Do not open under white light. Well, I better take this then. And I don't believe I'm under white light. This seems an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanisms have been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. It's a letter. Dear Alexandre, I have an excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There is no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I have decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definite results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Bidet ne kisciat. A picture of an angel with a gentle face. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of the Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. Well, this was not as weird as I thought it would be. Oh, I already saw this. Yes, okay. Time to leave. We're gonna go back into this room and take the light bulb. I guess I won't take the light bulb. Well, time to go downstairs. It could be Pevensey Castle, but in this painting the garrison is not in ruins. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them is full and still warm. An oil lamp. This could be handy. Just some old bottles. Curious. An ancient stone well. A rope hangs inside, disappearing into the darkness below. The rope has broken. I'll keep this end. Look at that. I have a bucket now. Within the mud and dirt inside the bucket there was a small bird of brass. Excellent. Let me just ban a fellow. Is everyone behaving themselves in Twitch chat? Looks like someone was buried here. I can't dig with my bare hands. My soft, soft hands. That's good, John Incogni. The cellar door is locked. I need a key to open it. Well, time to walk very slowly. It's a Diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It has been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which, it seems, he shall not return any time soon. Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to be doing any good. I feed him like a child, make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do? The clockmaker just left. He has done such a good job. In the end, Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. This looks like the diary of a member of Alexandre's household. What happened to them? A pantry with spices and ingredients. Well, I guess I'll go back upstairs. Surely nothing weird's gonna happen in here. A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. Well, okay then. Oh wait, I can take this light bulb. Just going to take this light bulb now. Now I'm going to open... Wait, why can't... I would like to open the envelope, though? Can I do that? Large well, but... I just wanna... I wanna... Okay. Alright, well, whatever. I have a light bulb now, I guess. The bird fits perfectly. Wait. Why can't I... Alright. I genuinely don't know what to do now. I'm looking for a key, I guess. How are you tonight? I'm doing very good, little donk. Gender roles can change in an existing group, so they're pretty flexible. Very true. Serious twitch, right on the money. Even if there's some biological role, it seems pretty minor if you can have total 180s over a course of weeks. True. True. Okay, I don't think there's anything for me to do here. Do I have to go into this room to... Copper drain. Why is that significant, though? I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Alright, well. Wait, y'all talking about gender? How can you all... Guys, how can you be talking about gender and not have me in this conversation, huh? Come on. Come on now. I have a light bulb. For electric lighting, I have cyanide. I have a lamp. It doesn't imply that gender roles are inherent at all in my view. It kind of implies it's genetic. Yeah, that sounds confusing. Can I try and open it? No, I can try, I just can't open it. Except that, like, William of Orange, you can literally find hundreds of societies around the planet that don't have just 2 gender roles. Like you can find societies that have like 5 or 17 even gender roles, which indicates to me that they are indeed actually flexible. Maybe here. Here's a lamp. No. I am stumped at the moment. I feel like this envelope is like the key to this here. Or I guess maybe pour cyanide? Aha! I need something on which to apply the liquid. I need to put the photographic plate in a suitable place to work? Wait, is this the photographic plate? If so... Okay, it just told me this is the photographic plate. Okay, so I have a camera tripod, but I don't have a camera. But I also don't seem to have a way of manipulating the clock. Unless I can go downstairs to the grandfather clock. One of the components is missing. Okay, so I need to find the missing component of the grandfather clock. Okay, one of them's still warm. What game is this? This is The Last Door. It's a horror adventure game. Hello, Justice Kazi. Everyone should go follow my friend Kazuma. He's really cool and based and awesome. The last dude. True. Though I'm currently stumped as to what to do. I have photography things, but I don't know where I'm supposed to use them. I have a clock that I know I need to manipulate somehow, except that I'm unable to actually manipulate it. It just lets me look. I don't... Yeah, I understand it's been turned. I would like to unturn it, though? But, like, okay. None of the... Maybe I need to combine some of these things? Yeah. If I expose the photographic plate to daylight, I will destroy the image. I need to be in a dark room. Okay. Let's try combining these in the dark room, I guess. You need to put it in a suitable place to work. Okay, The tag on the envelope advises against opening it under a white light. There's no white light. Just turn off the lamp. Turn off the lamp. God damn it. All right. Maybe I need to do this. Okay. Okay, so I can't... Aha! Water flushing. The basin has a copper drain. Yes. I'm very frustrated. Copper drain. Okay. I'm real glad it has a copper drain, but Alright, whatever. I will figure out what I'm supposed to use these things for, okay? I'll figure it out. I also need to find a clock part. But I don't know where that would be. Unless maybe outside the front door? I don't know why that would be, though. Someone must be home. Aha! Quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. I'm going to go in. I'm sure it's fine. The plane looks like it has been broken from the inside. A statue of an angel with its wings spread. Its head is missing. A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful. It's a powerful acid. Neat. Statue of an angel covered in mold. It's glancing at me with a sad gesture. Well, time to leave. Nothing spooky will happen here. Good night, Mojo Muffins. It's been lovely having you in chat. Love y'all. Wonderful night. Of course, all Black Lives Matter, trans rights, and mental health is for everyone. All true facts. Get some good sleep, comrade. We'll be back on Monday, okay? Okay, now I need to figure... Where do I put the plate? Okay. This is by far the most frustrating segment I've been through in this game. Hello, Arthur. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to finish it right now, but I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do with any of this stuff. I know I'm supposed to combine it in the dark room and, like, get some pictures done, but... so far, I'm not having any luck. I think I'm still missing something. Yeah, hey, you know, I do my best, you know? My reading comprehension's pretty okay. Let's see. Ooh, wait, I have a powerful acid. Maybe I can use that on the lock? Dang it. Strangely enough, there doesn't seem to be any water in this well. Okay. I don't think there's anywhere else I can go, so... the answer has to be here, right? Of vitriol spirit solution, then adding 5 or 6 drops of cyanide. Okay. Okay. But I need to place it somewhere. Oh, wait, do I need like a similar red plate, I guess. Where could I find that? Maybe in here? Ah? Table holds nothing but a box with the description laudanum to be taken in case of anxiety. It's empty. Dang it. Thought that was something. It was nothing. Okay. Thought that was something new that we hadn't seen before. Looking for a red plate. Or something that could be used as such. What if the plate is in the clock? That could be. But I don't know where to find any other, like, clock parts. That's the thing. I haven't found any. Already looked at these things. So maybe it's down here somewhere? Not the lady. Already looked at the lady. Not in ruins. Got it, got it. Hot coffee. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It looks like a fireplace, but I can't really interact with it. So, let's check back here. Okay, just old bottles. All right. Can't dig with my bare hands. Bare branches of the tree stretching to skybreak, 1,000 places. Can't dig with my bare hands. Maybe we can find something out here? Old ruins lay by the path. Oh! The corpse of a deer, its abdomen torn open. It looks recently dead. Well then, I'll just be going. I guess I can't go any further this way. Oh! Gross. Okay. Oh no. I figured out how to get the red light, everybody. I feel like things are gonna get real fucky as soon as I put in this light bulb. Photograph of Anthony and Alexandre. Fuck. Well, that seems normal. Just going to leave now. Just gonna go show this photograph to my friend. Maybe he'll remember. Alexandra, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and your old friend Anthony. There's someone else blurred in the background. Who is the third figure? Does he mean something to you? The bird waits. Piece of clockwork. A hand. The bird waits. The bird waits. The bird waits. The bird waits. I have a clock pot now. I only need to set the clock to the correct time. Oh, it's turned to the side. I got it. Okay, so I need to turn the one downstairs to 3:15. Got it. Oh, wait, nope. Okay. I need to move the minute hand back. Aha! Alright. Zalathal! The bird has burst out at the stroke. Now its beak is open. There's a key inside the bird. He's having some kind of seizure. He's trembling out of pure horror. Well, I'll just leave you to it then. I've got a key to use. Dusty carpet of Asian origin. A mold and dust-covered portrait making the subject indistinguishable. Piece of fine furniture with several drawings. There are remains of a Roman monastic mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. Ancient statue in poor conditions. Book written in a language unknown to me. There's a scrawled annotation written in English on one of the pages. This and no other is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something we didn't understand at the time, to accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater, and there help us look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. Will the hoopoe let us raise the curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? A cage full of leftovers and dirt. Animals have been captive here. Innumerable jars full of murky objects suspended in formaldehyde. Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residues. The air is filled with the smell of vinegar. Bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside. Unlabeled bottles and lab equipment. Well, this is pretty weird, but I don't see anything to do here. So I'm just going to go back the way I came. Hope there's nothing weird over here. Seems they're part of a Roman settlement. Just going to leave, I guess. Inside one there's a gardener's shovel. Interesting. This will be handy when I dig up this grave for some reason. The lock is very rusted, almost shattered. The remains of a humanoid body, but with a grotesque animal aspect. Maybe a small ape? It has a collar with some engraved words on it. Old Mike. Beside the corpse there's a paper leaf. Dear Alexandre, undoubtedly your methods are definitely stronger than mine. How do you manage to get results with such alacrity? On another note, my epiphany with the treatise of alchemy was not accidental. When examining the text closer, I have come to the conclusion that for a time Raymundus Lully thought the same thing as we did. In his account he describes a formula that he calls hoopoe. Yes, like the legendary bird. It closely resembles the serum with which we have worked so far, except for minor differences. It's a pity what you tell me about old Mike. Hope he gets better soon. Videt ni quis siat. Well then. Just going to, clutching a rolled up canvas. Map of the stars. Interesting. Going to leave now. I'm sure everything's fine in here. He was only having a seizure when I left him. Oh boy. Is this 4K? Alexandre? Some diary pages on the wheelchair, the papers ripped apart as if someone had stripped it out of a book hastily. October 31st, 1891. I'm writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mind. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong it has cracked the larger branch of the old oak in the garden. I found it hard to get to sleep during these nights, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was miraculously awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching the valley with all true serene expression, enjoying the fresh and calm air right after the storm. I felt that a blessing had fallen upon this house, and for a moment I felt immensely happy. I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of dispelling a vision I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard a sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with a terrible chill that I will never forget. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexandre's snore, who was pleasantly sleeping in his bed. I've already made a decision. I'll leave this house. A statue. It's holding something. It's a lens mounted in a metallic ring. It's some kind of navigation map. Several constellations are marked. starlight brings some brightness to the forest. Well, all right then. Some strange symbols marked in the surface. That certainly doesn't help me. Guess I'm just gonna walk around this house some more. I guess I'll go outside. Respect, we're all simple plebs here. I don't like the noises I'm hearing. Okay, time to leave. Hello, Vitamin P3333. Welcome to the chat. I appreciate you being here. How you doing? Just gonna walk around that dead body. I can't leave, so I guess I'm on the wrong trail. Okay. Tall politics? Tall politics? Is that a misspelling, or is that something I'm just not familiar with? Talk politics? Sure, what do you want to talk about? Typically that's what I'm doing on this channel. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to beat this adventure game. There's clearly still someone in this house. Okay, maybe I need to go down the sewer? That wouldn't make any sense though. Or not sewer, but into the lab? Am I just really dumb and not understanding what I'm supposed to do out on this ledge? I'm on my phone and I can't see what I'm typing. I don't know. Your Chesney descriptive mentions politics. Channel description? Yeah, I'm a market socialist. I'm usually what I'm doing is I'm talking about like the political news or the news of the day or stuff like that. I've been covering the election a lot this week, and yeah, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I am a socialist. I know that that's fairly controversial in America. Paper flip. What does a socialist mean anyway? People keep getting turned off by this word lately. Aren't we all just trying to make the world a better place? Yeah. So, can you describe the difference between a market socialist and a socialist or a communist? Yeah. So essentially, a well, I should start with socialist, right? So socialism has two main components, right? The first part is the workers need to have control over the means of production. And then there's the second part, which is a significant degree of decommodification of the economy. Now, generally, how the specifics of how you have the workers control the means of production and how you decommodify things, that's generally what distinguishes socialists. Now, if you're a communist, for example, you have a third component, which is the dissolution of the state. So you have the workers controlling the means of production, you have significant to complete decommodification of the economy, and on top of that, you have a you don't have a state, which, by the way, doesn't mean you don't have a government, but it gets kind of complicated. But we just don't have like the state as a thing. Now, when I say I'm a market socialist, this means that I am in favor of, for example, fuck. Scary game time. So when I say I'm a market socialist, I'm going to stop playing the game for a second. What I mean is, when it comes to workers controlling the means of production, I'm in favor of worker co-ops, or a transition to worker co-ops, because in worker co-ops, every worker has some stake in the company or owns the company. So you collectively own the company in that way, and collectively run it in that way. And part of the great thing about worker co-ops is we already have a whole bunch of them in the United States. It would just be great if we had far, far more of them. So, for example, when I say I'm a market socialist and I want to adopt those policies, well, since we already have them, I can pull data about worker co-ops, and I feel like generally they have a lot of advantages over traditional business firms. While simultaneously more equitably distributing the wealth of the company. And then on top of that, I think that we should decommodify things that people need to live in a modern society. So things like shelter, food, healthcare, electricity, water, all of these things. Internet, even. Well, a little bit different than like a startup versus a large corp. So, like, for example, a worker co-op tends to how do I put this? Even if a worker co-op gets large, all of the workers still have an equal say in how the company is run, and they have an equal share of the profits, for example, or at least relatively more equitable. So, like, the CEO of a worker co-op might make more money, for example, than a janitor, but it wouldn't be 3,000 times more, right? Like, you wouldn't have a Jeff Bezos who was running a worker co-op. So what's the market part of market socialist? Well, so you would still have a market for luxury goods. So, like, yeah, you would decommodify food, for example, like have government-run food banks, periodically, depending on like population density or whatever. But you would also still have luxury goods stores. So, for example, you could go to like one of these food banks to pick up a loaf of bread or eggs or milk, basic foodstuffs. But if you wanted something like Pop-Tarts, you gotta go to the luxury store, The decommodified food would be the things that people need to live. They wouldn't be fancy. They wouldn't be necessarily like high-end stuff, but it would be stuff that you can have and make it through in life in a healthy way. And then, yeah, if you want something, basically the incentive, how do I describe this? Basically, currently in capitalism, you either work or you die. Like that's basically what it comes down to, right? You either work or eventually you become homeless on the street and die. Um, Under socialism, even if you couldn't work or didn't want to work, you would still be guaranteed housing, you would still be guaranteed healthcare, you would still be guaranteed food and water and electricity and internet. You'd still be guaranteed quite a bit. And while that does sound kind of like a pipe dream type thing, you can actually make a really good case for why all of these things would be beneficial to society at large. Now, when I say decommodify housing, for example, I don't mean that we decommodify, like the state takes all of everyone's land and then like suddenly Jeff is living with you and none of the people in your house know Jeff. But what I mean is like we have like say whatever, you go through some economic hardship, you lose your home, you can't pay your rent, you can move into one of these decommodified housing places and you don't have to pay rent for it. You could just move in. You know, there would be a process for being able to move into these places, but you know, you can stay there for free. And there like no strings attached. The incentive for joining a worker co-op would then become bettering your standard of living, right? Or bettering yourself, or contributing more to your community, stuff like that. How does that also mean the collapse of social classes? Or does that also mean the collapse of social classes? I don't necessarily know that it would be the collapse of social classes, but it would be the end of the distinction between a capitalist and a worker. Like if you're working at a worker co-op, you partake of the success of the worker co-op, right? But no one is just sitting on their ass doing nothing and getting wealthy, which is currently what we have a lot of extremely rich people doing, right? Like Bill Gates's net worth has like gone up since he retired from running Microsoft. So like basic livings are provided for, but there are still rich people, but they're not outrageously rich, and the market is that rich people can buy high-end goods. No. I would say that there are relatively wealthy people, right? But basically everyone is provided with this basic standard of living. You go out to work at your worker co-op, and through working at the worker co-op, you earn money, right? And you're able to use that money on luxury goods because all of your basic necessities are already cared for. So essentially the market is then geared towards luxury goods, and that's mainly what people would be then consuming. So essentially having market socialism is a kind of a hybrid of capitalism, because it allows us to interface with other countries that are capitalist, because it is possible for worker co-ops to do business with capitalist companies. But largely it would be something I think that would benefit everybody, because worker co-ops tend to contribute more to local economies, they tend to be more productive, they tend to have happier workers because the workers are actually invested in the success of the wider company, and they also tend to be more highly paid, and worker co-ops tend to be more resilient to adverse economic conditions. Yeah. But I don't like I guess I don't like the distinction of like I think the connotation of saying there are still rich people is underselling this a little bit, because in today's society you have billionaires, or even the millionaires have more wealth than anyone can possibly dream of, right? We wouldn't be having that. Like yeah. Sounds like a good transition to a non-market socialism. Well, I think that largely I think that market socialism is something that we would largely adopt as something that could transition us to something better. Now, what that something better might be, I'm not fully convinced of in any given direction, though I do know it's not anarcho-capitalism. Um, but I figure that it is good enough for now for me to advocate for a market socialist system, and then from there we can pursue whatever, because I know that for a market socialist system I can make a lot of really good arguments for different policies, whereas when we start getting into like anarchist thought or communist thought, that gets a lot harder to sell to a lot of people, right? Like it's a lot easier to say, hey, we have worker co-ops and we have all this data on worker co-ops and how they're so effective and efficient and they generate a lot for local economies. Those are pretty great, right? Like it's a lot easier to sell that concept than it is to sell, you know, the communist revolution. At least in America. At least in America. Now, and on the other side, like for decommodification, I think that there are good arguments to be made for that too. Like when it comes to, like providing, like decommodifying shelter. Like, for example, there are many studies about housing homeless people, and essentially it's found that for every dollar that we spend housing the homeless, we as a society get back $2. So it's actually economically efficient and good on that level to house homeless people. And I think that we should do that. And I think we should do it without charging homeless people to be housed, So like all of these are arguments that I feel like have wider appeal, are relatively defensible, and are things that we should advocate for anyway. Like just on a moral level, I think we should house homeless people, but also you can defend these ideas from an economic standpoint. So that's basically my position in a nutshell. I'm open to ideas once we attain market socialism to what we should do after that, or how we should transition to another system that might be better. But for now, I'm keeping my sights on the tangible thing that I feel we definitely could achieve if we put our minds to it. Now wait, how can you get everyone to do their demanded amount of work in this world? Well, I mean, generally people who are part of a worker co-op are doing so because they want to get paid. So the luxury incentive in the market would continue to push people to work, or like the social bonds that people have because generally people want to help other people, or like simple curiosity. For example, if we decommodified education, you could go get a master's, and who knows what kind of contributions that could reap for society, So like I think that there are a lot of natural inclinations in a lot of people that tend towards this kind of behavior, this kind of providing behavior. And I think maybe in a market socialist world, or a socialist world in general, we might have more respect for people who choose to take on less glamorous work, who choose to be street sweepers rather than, scientists, right? Who choose to become people who help society keep running. I think there's a pretty good argument for them being held in extremely high esteem. I would like to live in a world where the working man receives adequate, I guess, social recognition. So that's basically my thing. Now I'm gonna poop my pants because scary game. Exactly. No one should have to work or die. That is my general position. Aha! There's a dark hole in the center of the room. It delves into the deepest depths of the earth, far beyond what I can see. Scary game. Crystal fits perfectly in the telescope. It's okay. I understood what you meant. A wooden secretary desk, beautifully carved. The flip top has no knob or lock, just some strange symbols. Well, this is great. I love it. Thank you. Alright, let's take a look. We're gonna look for Deneb, Altair, and Vega. Okay. Okay. I guess we're gonna go with... No, I think this is not the triangle I'm looking for. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Okay. I need to look at the map again. What game is this? This is The Last Door. And I think this one. Hey, I did it. It is a horror adventure game that I like quite a lot. Oh crap! I didn't look at the. Okay. /3U. Okay. /3 U. Right? Yeah, /3U. Oh wait, that wasn't the right slash. There we go. It does look kind of blocky like Minecraft. That voice again comes from the bottom of the pit. I better go down there. Alexandre. Alexandre. Variety of surgical instruments and some jars with chemicals in them. There's a chair in the middle of the room. Alexandre! This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexandre? Am I right? The last door. Zahil Athal. The last door. We can cross together. What should I do? I'm waiting for you. Here, in the mist. It's nearby. I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear? I hear the beating of its wings. It knows we're afraid. I'm ready. Sit down. Do you think that there will be any clue about Devet's whereabouts? The police must have taken almost everything, but we have no other leads to pursue. Hopefully they overlooked something. What about this room? There's a sealed letter between this table and the wall. Looks like Herr Beechworth had never sent it. I think it is best that you read it. Dearest Alexandre, please, you must reflect on this. We do not yet know what we are dealing with. If you were to open the door, it may stay that way, an open way to whatever lives on the other side. Videt ni kisciat. Aw, shit. Aw, thank you very much, Simpu Maximus von Simpington. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Oh. Oh, there's a season 2.